Hi, I'm Jacob Hansen with Aulick Industries. We're sponsoring a two-team senior design project this year dedicated to building our electronic parts catalog web app. I'll be the main sponsor contact throughout the year, and I personally went through the senior design program for 2 years. It gave me a lot of great experience that I've been able to apply in the workforce, and we're super excited to get to work with these two teams and bring our vision for the project to life. Aulick Industries has been around since 1952 and has its corporate headquarters in the western end of the state in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. As an agricultural equipment manufacturer, we have a wide array of employees, teams, locations, and products that always keep us trying new things. We specialize in the manufacturing of belt trailers, chain floor trailers, dump boxes, and dump carts for commodity transport and harvest. We also have a large team dedicated to sales, service, and upfitting of trucks that are used in everything from fields to feedlots, construction sites, hauling, and so much more. As a family-owned business, it's a great place to work, and we're constantly expanding manufacturing capacity in the line of products that we offer. We really pride ourselves in never growing complacent and always growing and building towards the next big step. This is evident in our new location expansions, continuously upgraded product lines, and even expansion into robotics and automation in agriculture through our innovation startup, ALA Engineering. We have locations in Nebraska, Iowa, Arkansas, Texas, North Dakota, Montana, and Washington. Scottsbluff is our main location, but we're even building an engineering team right here in Lincoln that's really going to help us take the next steps as we move towards more automation and having a lot more internal development capacity. Here's a couple of the products we offer. These are some of the trailers that we're really known for. These trailers are super reliable, really heavy duty, and really get the job done. We're constantly upgrading these and bringing new products to market, especially kind of anywhere in agriculture. So the motivation for trying to tackle this project with the senior design teams really comes down to inventory complexity, accessibility, and then our want to expand into e-commerce. So a little bit about inventory complexity as it happens for us. So we have 12 locations nationwide. Each location has their own complete inventory, and they're reliant on parts from both third-party vendors and from corporate headquarters. And so these locations right now, it's a very manual process to request new inventory from headquarters, to order new parts from vendors, and keep track of all of that. It is very hard for corporate headquarters to keep track of the inventory in these locations, and that can lead to extended lead times and issues when getting parts to different locations. And then even within the main inventories, there are thousands of individual part numbers. Each part number has different versions, old part numbers that should be related to new part numbers, and then future part numbers, including different part numbers from different vendors for the exact same part, and each part has fluctuating pricing and availability. And this really causes a lot of issues when we have parts spanning, trailer manufacturing, service, truck upfitting, truck service, and really it's just a big hassle right now to try to keep everything straight, and there's a lot of problems that we see keeping these inventories all synced up. A second motivation for this is the accessibility of part info. So right now there's two different ways for employees to look up part numbers and information about certain parts. We have our main ERP software, which is limited to select employees with no general access available. This is where the most up-to-date information is available, but not everyone could get in it, and not everyone who has access is even trained to go in to look up specific part information. The second way that we currently do it is a manually produced parts book. This is accessible to all employees, but is extremely outdated and has no version management paradigm in place. This means that there are different versions floating around at any point in time with different part information, different pricing, different availability. And so this causes a lot of issues when one external location tries to order a part, but that part number doesn't match the part number that we have at corporate headquarters and stuff like that. And then also there's a wide range of employee experience. We have some employees that have been in the industry for a long time and can figure out most of these different inconsistencies in inventory. But we also have a lot of newer employees that really struggle with these part numbers. And that causes a lot of wasted labor and wasted talent that we could have these employees out fixing trucks or building trailers when instead they're trying to track down issues in inventory. And then third, we do have a want to expand into e-commerce. Online sales can increase revenue massively. Right now we have a very manual sales process when it comes to parts, and that also affects accessibility for customers. An e-commerce site, that customer can log in 24/7 and place orders for parts rather than having to call in during business hours and talk to someone on the phone to get those parts ordered. This also means that information about those parts is available online 24/7. So even if you're not buying a part, even if you just need the manual or the install specifications for those parts, those will be available online as well. And so this EPC project is really a phase one of us working towards an e-commerce solution over the next couple of years. A little bit about our team. So the team inside Aulick Industries that's been working on this for a while now really covers a broad range of people in the company. So we have Austin, we have myself, Matt, Rob, Madison, Russ, and Mackenzie, all from different departments with different job functions. But we really came together to try to figure out a solution here and decided to go this senior design route to get the actual web app developed. And that brings us to what our proposed solution is. So we're looking for an electronic parts catalog, or the EPC. This will act as a central hub for inventory and parts data. It's supposed to be a publicly accessible web app with permissions for internal and dealer use, responsive for desktop and mobile so we can access it on any device, and it will always have the most up-to-date part data available. There's no need for worrying about versioning or making sure the manual parts books are updated. If you log into the EPC and find part data, you can trust that that part data is correct. And then also having accurate pricing and availability information is really important, especially when there are problems with lead times and supply chain issues. Another big important part of the EPC is it should be easy to use. It should be navigated similarly to standard e-commerce sites where you can search, filter, sort, and try to find the exact parts or info on parts that you need. This should give us a familiar feel and minimize required training needed to use the application. It will also be integrated with other internal tools. Over the past couple of months, we've been building an internal tools platform, and this will share authentication and authorization paradigms with that internal tools platform. And it will also give us a simplified internal ordering process, meaning that as external locations or different teams need access to certain pieces of inventory, we can easily generate reports and internal orders to request that inventory be moved to a certain location. There will be two teams on senior design working on this. The way we're planning it is to have a front-end team and a back-end team. The front-end team will be focused purely on UI UX and making this tool as easy to use as possible. It will be used by a wide range of employees and dealers, and we need to make sure that it's as easy to navigate, as easy to use, and as reliable as possible. And then the back-end team will be focused on data, infrastructure, and back-end services, making sure everything can be stood up reliably, has great uptime, and can be used effectively. A couple of the technologies that we're using, we want to base everything on the MERN stack. This is really popular, and I hope a lot of you are familiar with it already. MongoDB for database, Express and Node for server, and React for the web interface. AWS is used on the back end for compute, database, and hosting. We'll also be using Simple Email Service for handling incoming and outgoing email traffic, Lambda for serverless code execution, and Terraform for actually standing up the AWS environment. We really see this as a great project and a great opportunity to grow as a company, and we're really looking forward to the possibility of working with these two senior design teams, and we really hope you want to be a part of this project. Thanks.